Good afternoon. You are tuned into Ability Matters, program that covers matters to do with abilities, disabilities and everything in between. Ability Matters is one of the longest running disability-related programs in the whole wide world. Starting as Headway On Air in 2007, you can now listen to podcasts of previous Ability Matters programs on YouTube and Spotify. Just search for Ability Matters.
Yes, okay, everyone. I'm going to try to open up today's track with a song straight away. Get right into it. I got The Loving Spoonful with Daydream from 1966 album, self-titled, of course. The album's named Daydream. Here we go. And after that, we've got a bit of a, I suppose, interview going on here. So, yeah, I'll explain after that, shall we? Here's the song for now. Loving Spoonful, Daydream, 1966, self-titled album. Lovely. Yes, that was just The Loving Spoonful with Daydream from 1966 album, Daydream, self-titled. And this is loving, not loving. And they've got like a little apostrophe at the end of it and replaced the G. So I don't know how far that's going to work, but I'm just reading what I see here. So can't shoot the messenger now. All right, let's get into it. I have Beck with me as per usual. Beck from Flagstaff. How are you?
How you going? Good. How are you today, Tony?
I'm pretty good, Beck. And we also have with us the head honcho, I believe.
Yes,
Sean. How are you?
Head honcho. That's I've been promoted.
Of the show.
Good morning, everyone. How are you going?
Morning.
It's great to have Sean in here and hear a little bit about himself and his role that he plays at My Home Living Care, and as well what he does here for us on Ability Matters. So
Yeah, I've interviewed people before. I guess I was going to say I'm on the other side of the microphone, but I'm on the same side of the microphone, but a different side of the interview, I guess.
We're actually asking you the questions now.
Well, I did just give him the label of head honcho, so here we go.
Yeah, this is the big kahuna.
I do like this big spotlight you've got on me and my face here. I feel like I'm, going to answer some questions about where I was on the 25th.
No one can see you.
You can see you're just absorbing the pressure and letting it promote yourself.
It wasn't me, I swear.
Okay, so I'm just curious. If you could maybe share with us a little bit about your background, because there has to be something that led you down the path to end up as working with My Home Living Care, and then also we can delve in a little bit later and find out how you got involved with Ability Matters.
Yeah, okay. So I am area manager for My Home Living Care. My Home Living Care, we provide SIL, which is group home, and I know we'll talk about that a little bit later, supported accommodation for people. We also provide support workers to take people out to do social things, medical appointments, all those sorts of things, community access and all that sort of fun stuff. How I got here? Ooh, really good question.
And don't be cliche and just say all the car.
Yeah. Funny thing happened to me on the way to the studio. No, I've been working in disabilities for about 30 years. I did an IT degree back when computers were basically, tablets with stone and chisels sort of thing in the early 90s.
Wow, IT.
Yes.
It's a big jump.
Yes, it was. And then I finished the degree in December, and so I had summer off and wasn't too excited about doing the corporate thing. IT was a very different thing in those days. There wasn't computers on every desk, as there are a lot of organisations now. A lot of it was about political advocacy for computers and saying how important they were, and wasn't really around the coding and the systems that I got into it for. So I volunteered at Greenacres. Mum of a friend of mine. She was the HR manager, so I volunteered and...
Human resources, yeah?
Yeah. She said, why don't you, you had a bit of a loose end, come down and, have some fun. I'd done a little bit of work in group homes before that. Went there and really liked it. And the lunchtime of the first day volunteering, they offered me a job, and I thought I'll do this for a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow. You must have done a pretty good job.
Yeah, I worked with people that had quite challenging behaviours. They were could be quite aggressive, especially physically. And I knew a couple of them, and they were very calm around me, and so they said, look, you're doing really well. Do you want to, get paid to do this?
Cool.
I was like, you can get paid to do this? This is fantastic. And I thought I'll just do it for, a month or two, and then, but that was 30 years later. So in that time, I've worked for a lot of the big organisations around town in a lot of different roles, employment and accommodation and day programs and, internally in the business development and the admin and compliance side of things. And
jack of all
had a lot of fun.
trades.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. So a bit of a long and winding path, but ended up now with My Home Living Care as the area manager.
Cool. So you touched a little bit on what My Home Living Care is, but can you tell us a bit more about what My Home Living Care is?
Sure. It's an organisation that's been around since 2009. It started out in Sydney providing in-home care. And about 5 or 6 years ago, they branched out into supported accommodation, and they bought some properties down here in Wollongong. And since then, we've expanded. We've got 8 properties down here, 8 supported accommodation sites.
Wow.
Quite a bit. And there's 2 up in Sydney, 3 in Central Coast, and 2 up at Mudgee.
So
and one at Port Stephens as well, actually.
Wow. So pretty much all the side up the New South Wales coast.
Yeah, I pretty much look after the Wollongong area.
Yeah.
And as well as having those supported accommodation places, we do provide workers to do social things with people, outings and shopping and doctor's appointments and those sorts of things as well.
Cool. I'm just wondering, along the lines of the properties that you accumulate, are they all different sizes? Some for a couple of people, some for a large group of people?
Yeah, a wide variety. Some of the houses we've got 1 person in there. Some of them we've got 3 people in there, and different kinds of people, different support needs, and boys and girls, and young and old, and all those sorts of things. So a wide variety. One of the things I really like with what we do is we actually own the properties, which gives very secure tenancy. So there's no landlord coming in and doubling the rent. Or,
every year these days.
Yes, that's right. Or
it's going up. It's going up.
If people do want to paint a wall or put a poster up or put something up or have some modification, then because we're the owner, we can talk to ourselves and approve that very quickly.
Oh, so they can put safety pins in the wall.
Yep.
That's an appealing factor. Most people aren't allowed to do that.
That's right.
So they're not just stuck to blue tack or anything that could affect the paint?
No, we can put hooks and things up, or people have painted walls their feature colour, or the bedroom's the colour they like. Or we are in the process of a lot of our houses. We're looking to develop them, so we've got sort of usually kind of mediumly to older houses a little bit. Some of the houses are newer, but some of the ones are a little bit older. And they're on a big property, and so we're looking to redevelop into some places townhouses, one place even possibly a block of flats.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and have them be very targeted towards what they call SDA, or specialist disability accommodation, where they might be very accessible for people in wheelchairs, or they might have really strong walls and safety glass for people that have behaviours and are unsafe, or those sorts of things. So
that sounds like a good little side project there to upgrade.
Yeah, well, it's good because obviously owning the places that tenancy secure, but then also we've got a lot of future in front of us of redeveloping these properties to make them even better for people with disability to live in. And
I'm just curious because I remember ages ago when I first started, we looked at this as one of a news article. STA approval is becoming a big thing to try and make sure all accommodation is accessible and has all the certain standards that people might need for whatever reason. Yeah, there's a pretty detailed accreditation process you need to go through to get what they call SDA, or specialty disability accommodation, and it's straightforward things that most people would think of, like widened doorways, hallways, having flat properties, having access ramps, all those sorts of things. But it also goes into making sure the basins in the bathroom are lower for people in wheelchairs, or there's spaces in the kitchen that can go up and down so people in wheelchair can cook and do those sorts of things.
I wouldn't say most people think of, but they understand it when they hear you say it. Yes.
Yeah, I think most people think it's about with the doorways and hallways, but there's about 27 pages of things.
Lots of bits and bits. Because I was actually thinking, when you mentioned basin, the first thing was have they got big tap handles?
Exactly.
To help people that might have arthritis.
That's
or
right.
Things like that.
Yeah, or even just mobility issues in terms of the rigidity of arms and things like that. The light switches are lower so people can access it. So awesome. Making sure that if you're in a wheelchair, you can access the house, and there can be no stairs in the house. Like everywhere's got to be accessible, all the lounge rooms.
Hence the old school term. Now I'm thinking back to the days when I first started hearing this in high school: house with no steps. Yes,
exactly.
I understand it.
Yes. Yeah, totally. Wonderful. And so, Yeah, there's quite a bit of design that goes into that, and then there's the accreditation process as well. So it's a bit of a long-term thing. But
once you actually do it, you have to have someone come in.
Yes.
And evaluate it and assess it and say, this is going to meet the code and what we need.
Yep, they'll go through with that checklist, and the smart thing that we're doing, I think, is doing that before we when we're in the design phase. It's very hard to retrofit a lot of these places, so they tend to have to be done from the start, the design phase. But yeah, we're sitting down with someone that knows all those ins and outs, and as well as making it, I guess, functional, making it homely as well, making it a nice place to be. We don't want it to be feeling like a hospital kind of ward. Too clinical. We want it to be nice and warm and
nice and bright.
Homely.
Nice colours, yes. Excellent. So, I suppose,
Yeah, I think it's about time we got on to some music then, just to break up the words and everything like that. I've got coming up for us next now. We all know the band Roxette, the Swedish pop group. I did a bit of research. They're actually a Swedish pop group. Well, here we go. We all know Roxette for, I think, this song here. She's Got the Look from the album Look Sharp. This is Roxette. She's Got the Look from 1988.
Vox.
Yes, that was just Roxette. She's Got the Look from the 1988 album Look Sharp. And now we're getting straight back into the interview between Sean and Rebecca from Flagstaff.
Before we do, quickly, always great music, Tony.
I try my best.
Good memories there from that song.
Yeah, that was a good one. It makes me remember. That was when my brother was born.
1988.
Yeah, you can't forget that now.
The bicentenary.
Yeah.
200th birthday of Australia, or the discovery of Australia by settlers and Captain Cook or whoever it was.
Well, technically, but then really, didn't the Dutch discover it a long time before that?
Yeah.
But
it's always interesting.
On the western side, and they said, we don't like it.
I believe it's been, you're most likely true there, Beck. It has been discovered by people before, but according to the history books, it was Captain Cook and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, so. I think discovering, because it was always here. And there were other people here thousands of years before, other Australians here before, But I guess, the English...
well, I think they're the only ones that colonised, because the Dutch came to Western Australia and went, it's
too
crap
harsh.
land.
Then we can always say there's always the Aboriginal Indigenous people. That's why they say Indigenous.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there we go. Yes.
So here a long time before.
They were way
boats,
here.
Sorry, I thought you would have picked up on that first, Beck, but yeah, it's okay. I thought you were going to say that. It's okay.
I was on the Dutch, sorry.
Oh, yeah. It's okay.
Anyway, let's go to the next one, Sean. What is your role of area manager? What do you have to do?
Ooh, lots of different things. It's probably quicker to say things that I don't, but essentially...
It's a very strong question, isn't it?
It is. It's and how long we got? I guess it's
Till
just
1
to
p.m.
look after the operations in Wollongong, and so that's dealing with the participants, their families, all the stakeholders, the OTs, the physiotherapists, the behaviour support people, doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists, all that sort of stuff. Obviously, there's a lot of staff in each house that do a lot of stuff as well, but overseeing that, making sure we're doing the best that we can and providing the best support we can. And, I guess there's also the properties and looking after them as well and making sure that everything's working and, all the things are in place as they should be as best as possible. There's
everything's maintained.
Yes, we've got one of the issues with the property with the toilet at the moment. I went to try and fix yesterday. I couldn't, so we had to call a plumber out. That's everything from that to, representing...
Oh, that's good they have a go.
Yeah.
Try and fix it yourself.
Representing my home living care on things like this. I do get a little bit involved in some of the other stuff up in Sydney. I'll go along, do a bit of networking up there, and some of the things we do in the Central Coast as well. People might know me. A lot of people do from a thing I was involved with a few years ago called Abel's, which was a monthly nightclub event in Wollongong. We ran for 7 years before COVID. Still, lots of people talk to me every week. I get emails and calls. I see
when
people.
is it coming back?
When's it come back? Yeah, we're working on it. It's the scene has changed significantly since before COVID. There's been a lot of, I guess you could call consolidation. A lot of places closed, so there's not the same opportunities there was before.
That would be a big bump in the road sort of thing, wouldn't it?
Is.
Yes.
Yeah. So just working on that. And obviously being an area manager, I'm not sitting around looking for things to do. I'm very, very time poor sometimes.
So just back to it now. So the big issue of the places closed would be the actual number of venues available would have
Yes.
been significantly decreased. Yes.
Yeah, and there was just a change in the kind of the culture of it. I was involved before COVID in running a lot of trivia nights during the week at pubs and clubs.
Oh, yeah.
They've come back now, but for a number of years they weren't on. As pubs and clubs were sort of busy anyway without having to do things like that, and bands and things like that, it all changed. So there was less extra activities added to those sorts of things. So, however, I guess we have been sort of able to do a couple of things up in the Central Coast. So we've got an event up there called Enables, which is every second month.
So you just added an N on it.
Yes,
EN.
EN.
Enables.
Enables, yeah, because it's very similar to Ables, but it's not Ables. It's a different thing.
I think I'm feeling I prefer the term enable. I don't know why.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
I came up with it, so I guess I think that's
You did well. You did well, yeah.
And just recently we started to work with another program another event called Waves, which is an inclusive disco. So Enables is held in a public event in a pub where anyone can turn up. Waves is held in a function centre at the Central Coast Leagues Club. It's every 3 months. Get a lot of people there. 450 people attend. It's been running for about 4 years. Well, actually, it's its 4th birthday coming up in June. And we've just stepped in to sort of look after that event and run it as a community event. I volunteer my time for it.
So it's a far, far, far larger.
Yes. Than Ables. Although Ables we used to get a couple of hundred, and Ables we were working up to getting about 100 there. So, but it's for me there's a bit of a different focus. So the Ables was about a public event that anyone could attend.
Yeah.
And so we'd have it in public venues and other people would come in, whereas Enables is, I guess, a private event, so to speak. Anyone can turn up, but it's not an event that anyone could wander into. So when you're having an event in a pub and people turn up to have a drink and they see what's going on, that was the idea, they join in. Whereas Waves is an event that people are invited to or come along for a purpose. They pay an entry fee.
Yes.
And then they have lots of fun. And lots of people turn up that are carers and families and friends and all those sorts of things. But it's not something, if you're walking through the club, you wouldn't know it was there. It's in a private function room. So a bit of a different thing. I guess, both cater to different kinds of people, and I guess people can come and meet people and get confidence and used to going out at Waves, and then they can progress to Enables and have that sort of
It
public
certainly
event.
sounds more focused.
I have to be honest there. When you said Waves, I thought of Taraji.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking too, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Straight away, I went, ooh,
I don't know how to
something
say
at
it, but
Waves.
It's spelt with capital letters. Waves. I don't know how you pronounce it. But
I
it's
so like you're screaming.
yes.
Uppercase waves.
Yeah. So I've been very lucky. It's been running for 4 years up there. There's an organising committee, an organisation looking after it, and they couldn't. And they liked what we do with Enables and asked us to get involved, which was very
awesome.
nice. Yeah.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds
So we're doing
wonderful.
something right. I guess when people are trusting us with something like that, they put a lot of effort into.
Yeah. It's kind of a little bit of a bigger scale, I suppose,
Yeah.
in the sense of having it in a whole function
So
area.
would you say that's more of a sidestep in the same direction? I don't know if that makes sense. but-
Yeah, kind of, I think they both, and one of the things when we started Enables up there was a bit of a concern about we'd be sort of taking over, but I think what we demonstrated is they complement each other. They're different events and they give different people different opportunities.
Yeah, I suppose one is to meet others in your community in the disability space, whereas others are meeting in the community to meet everyone out in the community.
I just thought of a better way to
Is
put
that
that.
correct?
Then.
Yeah.
Instead of a sidestep in the same direction, how about changing lanes in the same direction?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's there's and it works. Both of them work very well, and over the couple of years we've been doing them, they've been happening. That people have seen that, and that's why they sort of asked us to get involved with Waves, because they can see the benefits there.
Cool.
So I guess to answer the question, it's a very long list of things I do as area manager that I get involved with. So
Yeah, you do quite a lot. I'm just wondering, and we'll jump into that in a moment, Tony. I can see you looking. It's time for it. Can you please explain still or supported independent living accommodation? Because a lot of people, I don't think, fully understand what that's about.
So I guess it's a supported independent living. It's a supported accommodation. So there are different, types or varieties of it. Some of it is, for people, I guess, that have high medical or behavioural sort of support needs, and there might be one person in there with people there 24 hours a day. Other times there might be 2 or 3 people in there, and there's staff in there sometimes 24 hours a day, sometimes not so much. And some of them might have what they call active nights, so the staff person's awake all night to provide support. Some of them have their sleepover model where the staff are there asleep. And
like for just in case, yes?
Yes, something's needed. And so...
unplanned.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. It's reasonably likely that something's going to happen. We've got one where there's a few clients that get up during the night to go to the toilet. Sometimes they don't, sometimes they do, and so they need assistance when they do. So the staff are there to assist. And they do different things. So some of them, we have staff there that do everything, all the cooking, all the cleaning, all the washing. Other times we're working with people and in general working with people to build their independence and develop those skills. And so even within the house, some of them we might do a lot of that work for, and then other than we might do less work and support them to make decisions and organise and do things like that. So, but it is where people can't live by themselves for whatever reason, usually because it's a dangerous thing, or they could get hurt, or there's other things, people living in squalor, or they're vulnerable. And so that's that supported accommodation where they have people go in, and then sometimes they go out, do different things, outings, and some of them are regular, medical appointments and recreational activities and all that sort of stuff as well. So
with the groceries, that kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically it's helping people to live the best life that they can.
Cool. Sounds good.
I'm just thinking myself now, basing all this now on myself, because I know myself better than most, here we go, because I'm unable to obviously transport myself in a car or anything like that, but I need those medical appointments as for like prescriptions, that sort of thing, with medications and whatnot, and picking up medications here and there. Yeah. So what you just said fit ideally there, Sean.
Yeah, and I guess you've got NDIS funding. Do people help you take you out for these appointments?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what they call community participation. So
right.
The NDIS have all these different, quite official terms for things. And so one of them is SIL, where there's a high-level support. There's community participation, where there's different varied. Some people have a few hours a week. Some people have 30 or 40 or more hours a week. Then I guess there's in-home support, where people live at home and then they might live by themselves, and you go in there and provide them with support in the home, but you're not there 24 hours a day. And then there's some other kind of ones as well. So there's quite a lot of different things the NDIS sort of provides support for, depending
on the needs. As you said earlier, the higher needs people, yes. Fair enough. Because I know I'm kind of in between the rock and the hard place, because I have the hidden disability, so I can walk, talk, function normally, everything like that. But what's wrong with me is far deeper inside, so basically it's a slower processing speed and all that kind of thing, but it's far deeper than that too,
And without giving away too much information, like some people, like you, Tony, have got family to provide that support as well. Some people don't. And some people, because of the nature of their needs, the family is not the best place for them to be. And so that's kind of where the people fit in. There's, a spectrum, if you like, or a range of different support needs and different reasons why people are in SIL. And I guess it's important before we go, I know Tony's itching to play some music. To access SIL, it's about a process of applying to the NDIS, providing significant information, reports and things like that about the support needs. And then there's also a process, ongoing process of providing information, so that people don't just get it and they sit back and cruise. As people's capacities increase, they learn stuff, become more independent, or they decrease. Maybe there's a progressive deteriorating kind of condition they've got, or they get older, or their disabilities go up and down depending on what's happening with them. There's a changing process there for making sure they get the support they need.
And just saying they get older doesn't necessarily imply that they can grow out of the problem. No.
Yes.
That's right, they'll have it effectively in their life, yes?
Yeah, and things like, so some people, I guess, you've got some Down syndrome or autism, the things you might learn to do for yourself, and the strategies and equipment and things like that can be put in place. Other people with something like muscular dystrophy or something where it deteriorates, then those support needs increase as they go along. So it's really important. I think people, sometimes there's a perception that there's a bit of a kind of scam going on, and I know there's been a lot of talk about that in the last couple of weeks, but from where I've been involved, there's a lot of information and a lot of
misinformation too.
Yeah, but in terms of what I'm saying, there's a lot of data collection that goes on to show that people need these supports. So There's not a kind of, airy-fairy kind of process. It's a very strict process of involving lots of clinical supports, and my staff do lots of shift reports every day saying what they've done, and that'll get fed to
shift notes and things, similar to what you would have after a nurse has been in the hospital.
It's probably even more in depth than that, because how people's moods were during the day. What do they require assistance with? How long do they require assistance with
so
that?
It's not really just a clinical.
Yeah, no, it's quite a data
about
collection.
Their social capacity and behaviours and.
Yep, and can they, were they able to do the washing today or not? Why not? What happened for them that day? Yeah, it's quite. Some of the places we've got about 200 or 300 questions that staff answer every shift. They're usually yes and no, and they're very easy to think, but there's very thorough data collection process.
Now, I think we're going to play through another song just quickly now. I'm going to get back to some classics now. Next up is The Blue Bayou from 1963 by Roy Orbison, of course. Written by Roy Orbison and Joe Melson from the album In Dreams. But I also know that it features in a Stephen King film, The Dreamcatcher from 2003. I'm a big fan of the film, but I love the song too, so here we go.
Now back to your favorites. VOX FM 106.9.
Yes, and now we're just coming back to the interview between Beck from Flagstaff over there and the big hopper, Sean.
The big hopper.
Are you saying we're your favourites? I like how you said back to your favourites. And now, did you play that on purpose to say because we're your favourites? Just say yes.
A little bit of innuendo there.
No innuendo. No, totally clean, but
so
just...
You can read mine too, can't you, Sean?
I can read a lot of things into a lot of things that aren't probably there. But
read people and say good stuff. Okay, so... where are we up to now?
I'm just curious because, you sponsor Ability Matters. How did you come to do that? How did that come about?
I'm nodding. I probably should. Yeah. Not people can probably hear me nodding. And say, yes, I agree.
Can't hear your nods.
Yeah. So my role with Ability Matters now. So my home living care sponsors it. So it pays the costs for the each year.
That's the show To Be Alive.
Yeah, and I guess I'm in a producer role. I kind of sit in the background, help connect back with some interview subjects and occasionally I get to do an interview, which I'd like to do more of, but just unfortunately don't have time. And I know Beck likes it as well. It's a lot of fun.
It's just one of those things.
Talking to people and don't have time to do everything, but so I occasionally get to do it. Might be doing a few the next week because Beck's, I think, gallivanting around the country somewhere. Or
I'm doing Living Books with the Wollongong Council. It's a great program. You get to go into high schools and share your lived experience. There's a whole heap of us, and we've all got different stories. So
that's a fantastic program there.
So you just related back to a book?
Yeah, I'm a book. I'm a living book.
I meant you relate your lived experience, like what happened to you, to something that might appear in a book?
No.
The program's called Living Books.
Living Books. So we're the living books.
You're the book.
People are the book. Wow. Yeah, it's quite funny.
And they might have lots of other people. I don't know how many, 30 or 40 people?
At the moment, I think there's just over 10.
Okay.
We've got maybe 15 or so. So I think there's a bit of a process to make sure the person's going to be the right fit to get in there because, some people...
They're representing the council, so they've got to make sure
you can't, you can't go in there and use naughty words and stuff like that. You got to be a little bit...
Diverse range of people with very interesting lives. And so
we've got an elderly gentleman, he's blind. We've got another elderly gentleman that just tells us all the different things he's witnessed change through his life. We've got Len, and we all know Len. He does.
The guy that lost his arm and his leg in a train accident.
We've got my friend Cassandra. She's on the spectrum, but
is she the one that's been on the program a couple of times?
I think so. She's quite hilarious.
So
we've got Liz too that was on the program to talk about her stroke and her memory loss and things like that. And there are a few other ones that might come from refugee backgrounds and explain what that's like, because frankly we have no idea about what that's like. So
things I've had to go through.
yeah.
So I as well as helping organise interview subjects, an occasion interview, I edit the podcast. So there is a podcast of this available. So if you like what you're hearing, there's lots of other, probably almost 2 or 3 years worth of podcasts out there now of all the different people that Beck and Alan back in the day and myself have talked to, and that's on YouTube and also on Spotify. So if you search for Ability Matters, you can, like and subscribe? What do the kids say? Like and subscribe. So when the podcasts come out, you can listen to them, and there's a massive, diverse range of people being interviewed on this program, from CEOs to I forget his name, the guy that was a sheep farmer in Victoria.
I think that was Lincoln.
Lincoln, that's correct, yeah. How he was in a wheelchair and how he managed a sheep farm.
Amazing story. I thought that was just phenomenal how he managed to do all that after the massive changes to his life, and he's adapted to be able to still do everything he needs to do.
Yeah, and you'd think, there's pretty rough terrain out there and there's a whole lot of challenges, and he's been doing it for a while now and pretty successful at it. So
I'm not sure. I think he was a bit like me. We like to go off-roading.
Yeah, you got a full drive wheelchair or whatever it was. So there's a wide, amazing variety of interviews there, so people can catch up with them at their own leisure. Podcast. I think you talked about this, I heard a couple of weeks ago. Podcast, POD stands for Play On Demand. That's where you get podcast from. I know you talked about this a couple of weeks ago. I know it's probably a random thing to bring up at the moment, but Play On Demand.
Yeah, Play On Demand, that's good. I've heard a different analogy, acronym for POD. It's for that band, isn't it? I think it's like...
Oh, that's a metal band.
Right, that's the name of a band.
Not applicable, don't worry, yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't think we could play that on here, to be honest.
First
No, I'm not talking about playing the band. I'm talking about what the POD means in the band.
Oh, yes.
I believe it's payable on death or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Possibly. Possibly could be, considering what they scream about.
Yeah.
I like
the hard lives they live.
I like your definition a lot better than that one, yeah.
And so I've been involved with Ability Matters, and it used to be called Headway On Air.
Yes.
I think since about 2014, so about 12
days,
years ago. Got involved. I was very lucky and very, very excited. And that's actually led to me in my personal life. I do the Thursday morning breakfast show.
Oh.
So I get to play music, almost as good as Tony's, on a Thursday morning, and talk weather and sport.
You never know all of this competition here, guys.
Transport. No.
I just do the boppy music.
Yeah, so that's my role, helping to just sit in the background and do whatever I can. Working in the industry for about 30 years, I've got lots of connections and lots of understanding how things are put together, so helping where I can do.
And just so your listeners out there can know that I'm acknowledging this, I'm nodding my head, but you can't hear it, so here we go.
We need like a spring sound or something.
Have you got a shaking head?
Yeah, noise.
Noise?
Not quite as classy as
Well, no, I just don't think that you would even be able to get one, because it's not a noise when you shake your head. It's just a movement.
And if you're making noise while you're shaking your head, you're probably doing damage. So it's probably not a good thing to be doing.
Get a rattle out. Ding, ding.
Baby rattle.
A little triangle. Ding. Every time someone's nodding. So, that's my involvement with Ability Matters.
Oh, cool. Well, we know it, but no one else does. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, thank you very much for reminding us all, Sean.
That's
Back to the days of Headway On Air. Awesome stuff, yes.
I'll just get one more in, Tony, and that's my last one.
Sure.
Can you share your details for My Home Living Care? Because I think there may be some people out there that are interested in finding out more.
So always happy to talk to people about what My Home Living Care do, but also to talk more widely about the things that happen with NDIS and accessing funding and things like that. I've been doing this for almost 30 years now, so I've picked up a couple of things along the way. Was involved with information advocacy for a long time, so happy to answer questions and talk to people, even if they're not really interested in My Home Living Care services, and point people in the right direction. I was at an expo a few weeks ago, and quite a few people that know me come up and ask me all kinds of random questions, and people wanting to get involved with IT and all sorts of things. So happy to do that. So the best way probably to contact me would be my phone number, which is at 0434.
Pen and paper handy, everyone.
Everyone get the pen and paper out. 0434 643 764.
And that's Sean.
Yep, that's me. I've got an email. Probably the best way that I could would be to Google My Home Living Care. And there's a lot of organisations that are very similar. So it's those 4 words, My Home Living Care.
All one word.
And, no, in the email it is, but if you just Google the separate words,
Oh, if
My
you
Home
Google
Living
them,
Care.
separate, okay.
Yeah, we've got a website. It's got lots of information, contact details up there. And I can probably give my email as well, which is Sean, SEAN, full stop, 0, the letter O, the letter O, O for orange, at myhomelivingcare.com. And of course you can call, VOX FM. If you didn't have a pen and paper and you're driving along, you can't be writing down while you're doing that. You can call VOX FM, and I'm very well known
Safety
here.
first, yeah.
Not sure if I'm famous or infamous or both, but I'm well known here. So, and like I said, happy to answer questions about services we provide, and also just as happy to talk about what I know and what I don't know, and if I don't know, who you can talk to find out.
The right
Awesome.
path to take.
Thank you so much for that, Sean. And thank you so much for coming along. It's been 3 years, but we got you on here eventually.
Probably bagged the head honcho.
Yeah.
Sorry, just one more thing quickly. Do you want to repeat the phone number again?
Sure. It's a mobile number, 0434 643 764.
Wonderful. I got it down right. Wow.
Cool.
Well, yeah, we appreciate you coming on today, and if we ever have some other things that you might need to talk about, and let us know what's going on, especially in the enables or waves or
Ables. Hopefully I'll come on soon and talk about
yeah,
Ables. That'd
you
be
might
good.
even be able to get waves at Taraji to open up the back door or
So we
something
could
and let the people in through the side entrance.
Do waves at waves.
Yeah. Could be exciting for you and them. It's a good business venture.
I'm not sure if it'll be a copyright thing or anything like that, but you can just borrow the label. Who knows?
Yeah.
You can put an I in there, so spell it a little bit differently,
Waves.
Waves. Wavies, I don't know.
Wavies at waves. I don't know. But thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming back, Sean.
Yeah, that's finally to get on. I sort of thought about it earlier to come on and tell my origin story.
Yeah.
No worries. And thank you so much for everyone out there that have listened to us this afternoon.